is Desmond Booker, Christian dating and relationship coach, and also a success coach. We are live tonight and we are excited about tonight. Well, it was just a Valentine's Day and another Valentine's Day have passed by. So what I thought I would do would be a live centered around the Valentines because I want you to know this Valentine is a is the Valentine that's going to be the last Valentine's for you. How about that? And so let's get into this tonight. As we look at this Valentine's being the last Valentine's that you're going to be alone. This Valentine is going to be the last Valentine's that you're going to be alone. Now, many times we talk about that, we say that this is the last Christmas. No, we're sincerely saying that, and we're going to walk in that. All right. One of the things, and we're going to talk about some reasons why, and some reasons why, but more or less, I want to talk about what we can do to move you from single to successfully dating, from move you from hurting to healed, so that you can begin to start dating. One of the things that we have to begin to understand is that you can pray all day, but God will not move a parked car. I want you to think about that. You can pray all day and you can desire all day, but God cannot move what? A parked car. Let's talk about this today. Because if your car is parked in the comfort zone, in something that you like doing, you don't want to change, you want things to be the same, but then you want him to step into your life the way that things are, because you're attracting people not because of what you're wanting or desiring, but you're attracting the type of person that you are. And if you're not changing, if you're not becoming a better version of you, if you're not going through the healing process, it's going to keep him from not coming into your life. And it's so ironic because so many queens tell me, and I say, tell me, are you attracting the right person? No, I'm attracting people like this. Okay. But if you're attracting people like that, then, and you're not changing, what do you mean you're going to want somebody different? You're going to, because you are the same type of person, you're going to keep attracting the same type of person as you're dating. So one of the things that we got to really begin to understand is that no, I can pray, but I got to change, right? And so let's get into this. Let's get into this. So you being by yourself and you spending the last Valentine's, I want you to think about that. This is my last Valentine's that I'm going to be single. Next Valentine's, I'm going to be with somebody, and not just anybody, but I'm going to be with the person that's going to cater to me, that's going to love me, that's going to be honoring me and cherishing me, and is going to be there for me. Emotionally available person, right? The type of person that I've been praying for. All right. And so your seat next year will not be empty. Your seat next year will not be empty. So let's jump in. So the first thing is, one of the things that we have to begin to do is what? Is praying, but not moving. So we can pray for the person to come, but if we're not moving, if we're that parked car, you're going to remain single. So we're going to need prayer plus action, but not just any action. We're going to need prayer and the right action if we're wanting the right person to come into our life, right? So you might have been taking action, but is it inspired? Is it inspired action? Is it really action that you should be taking? How do I know if it's the right action or not the right action? Because again, it's inspired. When you get clear about the type of person that you're really wanting to date, when you get really clear about, yes, I really am truly healed and I'm ready to date, that's when things become clearer. And even the instructions, you'll be just be taking care of yourself, and you'll just be doing your normal things, and then something will come to you. Go over here, and then you'll go over there, and guess what happens? You meet a person over there. I was talking to a gentleman, 80 years old, just lost his wife. He lost his wife, and I was talking with him, and he was sharing me about his wife, but now he has met someone who's 75, 80 years old. Wife has passed away, but now he's dating and getting to know somebody at 75. Come on. If an 80-year-old man can meet someone at 75 and they begin to start dating, how about you? It doesn't even matter the age. It doesn't matter any of those. Take all those factors. You're praying, and you are praying to a God that can do anything at any time, anywhere. He can use anybody. And you mean to tell me that the God that we serve cannot hook you up? Oh, yes, he can. But what has to happen is that you can't be just doing anything. You have to be led. You have to have this inspiration. You have to really move by what? Faith. And faith comes how? By hearing. All right. Number 2 is that protection versus connection. Protection versus connection, right? You're protecting yourself and not connecting. Are you able? And this is what we talk about all the time, about being vulnerable. Can you open yourself up to somebody without thinking they're going to hurt me? Without thinking, I wonder if this is a narcissistic person. Without wondering, if I open myself up, are they going to try to manipulate me? Protection versus connection. Are you protecting yourself? If you're protecting yourself, then you can't connect. It won't allow you to connect. This is why we go back to what? Attracting the right people. If you got the right people coming into your life, then guess what? Then you don't have to worry about protecting yourself. You're not worrying about people coming in and trying to manipulate you, hurt you with some secret agenda. I wonder what he's up to. Girl, I met the man and he's really all this and all that, but I know eventually he's going to hurt me. I know eventually it's going to be something that I don't. Stop that. Protection versus connection. You got to start. How can you connect with people if you're thinking that someone has a hidden agenda? I'm telling you, stop protecting yourself. You're going to have to let the walls down. Yes, the walls are keeping the bad people out, but guess what? It's keeping the good people out too. And you're going to have to let down your walls, be healed enough where you can be vulnerable and let the right person in. Number 1, praying and not moving. Number 2, protection versus connection. Those 2 things, when we begin to work on those 2 things, you're going to see yourself go from single to successfully dating. We're going to see this year be the last year that you're going to spend Valentine's Day. Let's go to the next one. And so you're unhealed. And when I say unhealed, is that you're still picking the same people. You're still attracting the same type of person. There's a cycle that's going on the inside. We don't attract what we want, but we attract who we are. Meaning, I'm attracted to some type of toxic man. And I hate to say it, I'm attracted to some narcissistic man. It would be like this. Like you stop dating this man, recovering from all the things and all the drama and all the things that he brought into your life. And it's like that narcissistic man then called this other person that you just met and say, hey, you ought to be dating her. It's almost like they communicate with each other. All the narcissistic men call, all the men who cheat, all the men who lie are calling each other saying, hey, date her. That's not happening like that, but that's what it seems like. Why? Because there's something within me that needs to be healed so that I won't attract those type of people, right? If I'm fearing to be hurt, then I'm most likely going to be what? Then I'm going to most likely be attracting men that hurt me or men that will be playing games. Why? I see it all the time. I'm attracting these emotionally unavailable men. Why am I attracting them? I've got to begin to look at myself. One of the things that you'll begin to recognize when you're attracting emotionally unavailable men is that you're really afraid of commitment. Do you really want to be commitment? I was talking to a queen about that, and we boiled it down to, yes, you're actually afraid of being hurt, and that keeps you from committing to the person. And they pick up on that, and guess what? That causes you to attract somebody who does not want to be in a relationship. And so you don't want to really be in a relationship because you're hurting and because you don't want to make sure that you don't end up being alone, being by yourself. So you're protecting yourself. So you're secretly sabotaging relationships and drawing the emotionally unavailable man. And we got to stop that, right? So again, we got what? Praying and not moving. You got to pray. You got to begin to take some inspired action. Have you done this? No, I haven't. Have you read this book? No, I haven't. Are you acting on the book you're reading? No, I haven't. Praying without moving. Number 2, protection without connection. Protection without connection. You're protecting yourself and you're not allowing yourself to connect, to get to know somebody. You got those walls up, and those walls got to come down, right? And then number 3, we talked about that you're the unhealed part of you, or breaking this cycle, attracting the wrong person to come into your life. We gotta be healed, queens. We gotta be healed. We gotta go through this process and continue to take these layers. It's just like an onion, taking layers off, and some things are hidden. And this is why we gotta ask the right questions. This is the reason why we not only have to ask the right questions on dating, as we talked about last week, to the men, and to the men that you're running across, and that you're beginning to know. But you also have to ask yourself the right questions. And when you ask yourself the right questions, it causes things. And one of the things is that so many times I see queens that I feel like they're ready to date, but then they begin to get to know somebody, and something comes up, and they back up. Instead of moving forward, they back up. One of the things is, what if you meet someone and they're great for you? Will you be able to handle a man who can handle you? I know many of you can say, "Oh yes," but you have to really begin to think about that, because when you're praying for somebody and your prayers is answered, and that man really actually is the person for you, you're gonna have to become vulnerable. You're gonna have to not be wondering and having all this thinking of how long this is gonna last. What's his agenda? You gotta put all that aside. Okay. So again, this is very good. I'm telling you, this is the last Valentine's that you're going to be alone. And what we got to work on is what? Is breaking the cycle of attracting the wrong people, and find out really why that is happening. Number 2 is that we got to quit protecting yourself, so that you can begin to connect with him. And then number 3, you got to begin to pray and move, and not pray and not move. All right. This has been great. I'm going to sit down and open my calendar up. If you want to jump on a 15-minute call, let's just go ahead and make some things happen. I am seeing success in my Singles to Successfully Dating membership. You can also join that if you're desiring. But I want you to, let's book a call. I'm working with queens. I'm working with queens, very close with queens, and we're moving her from single to successfully dating, and in the process of getting healed. That's all about my membership is within this. But this 15-minute call, we're going to really begin to see where you are, what you're desiring to get, what type of person you're desiring, all the things that's going on, the nuances that's going on, and then we're gonna begin to give you a strategy within those 15 minutes. All right, that sounds great. Thank you for joining me tonight. Let's agree. Right now, we're gonna agree. This is the last year that you're gonna spend Valentine's by yourself. The seat that was held by your best friend, or your friends, or your family members, or by yourself may have been empty. That seat is going to be filled by the right person. Not just anybody, but the right person. Do you believe that? Go ahead and type below, "I believe that." All right. Thank y'all for joining me. And again, thank you for subscribing to this YouTube channel. Thank you for liking this video. And thank you for also those that are on Instagram joining me. Glad to see you on here tonight. And remember, queens don't settle.